Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Beef Reacts. Today, that one felt good. We're watching Goku Black Reverse Flash, Hater v Hater, Dragon Ball Z, well, Dragon Ball Super actually, versus DC Death Battle. Who do I think's winning this death battle? It's a game of hate, but technically speaking, the Reverse Flash, probably him. Just not going based off strength, not going based off anything, just Reverse Flash. I'm feeling it. Today's episode is sponsored by Adam and Eve. I don't know what Adam and Eve is, but good for them for getting sponsored.
2021 is Adam and Eve's 50th birthday.
And to celebrate, they want to give you a gift. No, that's 50% off.
I think it's a lingerie
First
place.
Flash, DC's psychopathic speedster fanboy.
They say imitation is the sincerest form of flattery.
But I'd say the sincerest form of flattery is not trying to kill your superhero husbando. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
Nah.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Me. I'd win.
What consumes the thoughts of a god? What do immortals dream of with all the time in the world?
Oh.
In Zamasu,
So we're immediately starting with Dragon Ball Z. I'm with it. Here's the thing. It's like it's a haterade. It's a haterade off.
his one goal was divine justice.
Yeah, this guy's got major Final Fantasy big bad energy all over him.
As the assistant to Universe 10's Supreme Kai, Zamasu prized, above all else, cosmic order and natural beauty.
Oh, that reminds me. Did you know I can burp and fart at the same time?
That's
Here,
awesome.
Let me try.
At the same time, those are two. You're blowing wind out of two different spots, Boomstick. You can't. It's dangerous. It's unnatural. It's ungodly.
Unsurprisingly, Zamasu despised the inherently chaotic nature of mortals, being seemingly unwilling to lift themselves out of their own cycle of violence and stupidity,
That's
like some
dumb.
people I know.
Yeah, I know those people too. His heart was clouded. Until the day he met Son Goku.
With God Ki, Goku could match blows with the god of destruction, Beerus. Their clash nearly destroyed the entirety of Universe 7, a cosmological structure at least 9 times larger than our own universe.
How do we know that that is 9 times larger? Well, you know, they determined that. I don't know how they got those numbers, but I'm with it. They came to blow the...
At most, it could even be as large as 13 times greater than ours. Side note, it's worth mentioning that when 2 gods of destruction fought, they were capable of casually destroying 2 of these universes.
And since the shockwaves from their punches traveled across Universe 7 in seconds, they'd have to be hitting way faster than light.
Goku was tapping into his Super Saiyan God form for this.
After fighting Beerus, Goku learned to tap into Super Saiyan God without transforming, effectively allowing Goku to reach such power while
Though clearly not at its full strength. While the exact multiplier for Super Saiyan Blue is unknown, Toriyama himself has directly compared.
If it is said that Super Saiyans can gain control of godlike powers without changing form, but if those godlike Saiyans change into Super Saiyans, then the power of a Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan is born. Because of this new form, Goku and Vegeta achieve the strength that goes beyond legend.
Compared it to the original Super Saiyan form.
And don't forget, Goku trained with Whis and...
Zamasu took Goku's body from an unspecified point in time, at least a year into the future, suggesting his stolen body was stronger than Goku himself was in the
fought in the tournament with Universe 6 before Zamasu caught up with him. So by that time, he was way stronger.
Here was a mortal with the powers of gods beyond even Zamasu's abilities. Someone who could bring his dreams to fruition.
So Sammy did what anyone would do in that situation. Kill his master to become the Supreme Kai.
This is the third time I've killed
Wish
you.
on the Super Dragon Balls
To think you already know
to
that.
switch bodies with Goku and kill every single mortal in the
He's already destroyed several other planets along with their civilizations too. He said he wanted to annihilate humans.
universe.
And thus the deity Zamasu became Goku Black.
Please, Goku Black? You couldn't be more creative.
No, you might be wondering.
Nice. Zamasu, height 5'9". What a short king. Same height as Zac Efron. 136 pounds. Damn. North Kai Universe 10. Ex-appearance of Supreme Kai Gawasu An abnormally talented fighting prodigy, likes tea, flying pigs, himself, dislikes mortals.
Why didn't he just wish all the mortals dead? But that wouldn't be as fun, would it? Black's got all of Goku's strength and powers, but wielded by a genocidal maniac instead of that lovable goober of a monkey man.
And in keeping with Goku's Saiyan heritage and godly ki, Black can easily achieve the form of Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan.
But with a champagneful twist.
Super Saiyan Rose.
Oh, damn.
Really? What is he, a suburban wine mom? What?
Okay, first off, rosé wine, it tastes delicious. Secondly, yeah, wine moms be drinking it. Thirdly, I want some rosé. I'd actually fuck up a good glass of rosé.
Watch out before he unlocks Super Saiyan Live, Laugh, Love. He stole Goku's
Saiyan physique, God Ki, Black Kamehameha, Black Power Ball, Divine Lasso. That's a cool name. Flight, God Split, Cut, Telekinesis, Instant Transmission, Planet Bomb, Regeneration, Sickle of Sorrow. Excuse me. Also a dope name. Thunder Shock, Surprise, Super Saiyan Rose, Matches and potentially surpasses, Super Saiyan Blue, Time Ring.
Techniques too, like the instant transmission, where he focuses on a person's key signature to teleport to their location. He's even got the Black Kamehameha, which is a Kamehameha, but pink.
And with a Saiyan body, he gets stronger and
we Saiyans can become drastically stronger to recover a near-death
stronger every time he almost dies.
The Zenkai
he just becomes harder and harder to kill.
Which really sucks for the rest of the universe, because Black is kind of like if Goku just snapped one day and used his powers to their full murderous potential.
Like the God Split Cut, where he's...
To be fair, that's literally just what they did in the writers' room. They're like, what if Goku, hear me out. What if Goku was evil? And then everyone was like, Goku can't be evil. What is this, Superman? But hear me out. What if Goku was evil? Isn't that what Vegeta's for? No. You're not hearing what I'm saying. Goku, but bad. Yeah? Huh? And then everyone was like, why didn't we think of that before? And then that's basically what happened.
Surrounds his hands with a keyblade to slice you to ribbons.
A
He used
keyblade?
this very technique to kill Goku's family.
He can even extend this Keyblade into a huge curved one called the Azure Dragon Sword, which, along with his Kamehameha, confirms my suspicions that Goku is colorblind.
Actually, Black's Azure Dragon Sword is named after a legendary weapon wielded by one of Earth's greatest warriors, the Desert Bandit Yamcha. Wait, what?
And he can make...
Wait a minute. They did it after Yamcha. Also, great oolong plug. Love oolong.
Of Earth's greatest warriors, the Desert Bandit Yamcha. Wait, what?
And he can make a scythe and slice open space-time itself to create a bunch of shadow clones. Black, not Crater Boy.
So I'm so confused. So you're telling me that, for one, Yamcha's the greatest professional baseball player of all time. Secondly, you're telling me, because I never really got into Dragon Ball Super. I've been waiting for it to be done, and I don't know if it's actually done. It might be done, but I don't know. I've been waiting until I watch it. Cause I'm not that I binge, but like I go like with large shonens like this, I like to binge because it's just a lot to have to wait week to week. Did he kill the Chi-Chi and Goten in a different universe?
Over here. But his most dastardly weapon isn't a key technique at all. It's the time ring he got from his dead master.
This ring allowed Black to travel through time and even escape into future Trunks.
While the primary function of the time ring is to travel between future, past, and alternate timeline events, it can also use to follow up time travelers via space-time disturbances made in alignment.
His alternate timeline, where he had free reign over the entire universe.
And let him team up with his best bud, himself. Too bad Goku and company showed up to spoil the fun. But wait, isn't Zamasu in Goku's body? How are there two Gokus? There's only one Goku in the multiverse, right?
Additionally, Universe 1 and 12, as well as Universes 2 and 11, universes whose numbers add up to 13 are complementary to each other. Things in those worlds are mostly like two sides of the same coin. Universe 6 and 7 are almost exactly alike, much like identical twins Lord Champa originally came from Universe 6.
But Goku met Black before he met Zamasu, which means Black existed before Zamasu came up with the idea. And then they killed Zamasu before he could do it anyway, but Goku Black was still around? What the hell is going on?
Sure, it's a classic grandfather's paradox. The thing is, Black's time ring prevents him from being affected by alterations to his own personal timeline.
Oh my
so
god!
Killing him in the past doesn't change his future, and vice versa. He's almost impossible to kill because even if you do it at one point in time, he still exists at another point in time. And another, and another, and another, and another.
Oh god, I hate time travel. Black
Yeah,
is
we all do.
crushed.
Superior to Goku's Battle of Gods feats, replicated Goku's fighting style after just one fight, bound Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta with telekinesis, slew the Supreme Kai and God of Destruction in Future Trunks timeline, survived Goku's attempt at performing Hakai, manga only, fused with Zamasu to become one with time, defeated Goku, Vegeta,
Saiyans like
Trunks.
Goku, Vegeta, and Trunks. Hell, even
Jesus
Vegito couldn't
Christ.
beat him. He even merged with the universe to become one with everything. Like I said,
And then
major
how in the manga do they stop him?
Final Fantasy villain vibes here.
It took Zeno, the Omni King, the most powerful being in all of creation, to step in and erase that entire timeline just to stop Black's rampage. How ironic. Zamasu's higher calling was the eradication of all mortal life in the universe, and he stole the strongest mortal's body to do it. But in the end, he was always doomed to fail. His quest for power meant nothing against a being that would always be stronger no matter what he did or who he was.
And the universe ended up being destroyed anyway. It's like one big cosmic joke with no one left to laugh.
So what I'm guessing is that this didn't end. That was not well received by the fans. I mean, because they didn't like that arc, or at least the ending of the arc, because I would hate that. Well, at least that was a spoiler for me. I don't really care that much. That being said, my favorite meme from this arc is that man is not black. Because it's a dub translation, and like obviously shit posters on the internet are gonna shit post, but like, God, is it so funny.
You've been running around making messes for too long, and now I'm going to choke the life from you. I
just
can't
hear
wait to watch
Gonard.
you die.
I just hear Gonard. My boy Gonard.
Barry Allen, the Flash,
Yeah, he's dope.
is one of the greatest heroes in history, an inspiration to many across time and space. And there's
Yeah.
no better example than his #1 fan from the 25th century, Eobard Thawne.
All right, Wiz, we've tackled a lot of stupid names for things in our years here at Death Battle, but I'm confident that Eobard is the dumbest f***ing first name I've ever heard in my life.
I agree. Eobard is the dumbest name that I've ever heard.
Eobard was completely obsessed with the Flash and dedicated his whole life to studying the Speed Force like a total nerd. Good luck to him, because there's no way he's figuring that shit out.
But Thawne's life irrevocably changed the day he discovered a time capsule from the 21st century. By some strange coincidence, it just so happened to contain Barry's costume. By experimenting on it, Thawne managed
That's
to
weird.
replicate the Flash's powers, turning himself into a mirror of his idol.
And you can bet he totally crapped himself when Barry Senpai showed up in the future and took him under his wing. It was a dream come true.
What? So, Flash said he was no hero?
Until Barry realized that Thawne had fabricated crimes in
I discovered that Eobard had been endangering lives to make himself look like one people.
order to show up and save the day. Disgraced, Thawne promised to better himself before traveling to the past to prove his worth to his hero, to prove that their bond was special.
That's when Thawne found out that Barry already had a best friend, and a family, and a life. Without him, he didn't matter.
That makes absolutely no sense. What do you mean he didn't matter? Like, bro, what the hell? Eobard Thawne, Loki had a boner. Loki gay for the Flash. I'm with it.
Wasn't special. He was just a nobody Barry tossed out in the trash and forgot about. Like my Tinder dates do to me.
If
That
only. When
isn't what
Thawne
happened,
visited the Flash Museum in Barry's time, he discovered the secret identity to Flash's greatest enemy that in his future had been lost to time. The one Barry was fated to kill in battle. Eobard Thawne. Wait a minute.
Oh, ain't that a bitch?
What?
The shock drove Thawne, man.
Real name Eobard Thawne, 5'11", aka Professor Zoom, Mr. Zinks. Originally from the 25th century, professor of the Flash Museum, once had plastic surgery to look like Barry, likes Barry Allen, Barry Allen, Barry Allen dislikes Barry.
And
oh my god.
If he couldn't be Flash's best friend, he'd be his greatest enemy. And I guess also ensure his own future death.
He would travel from the future to terrorize the Flash family in the past.
Okay.
Revenge in reverse. He'd become the Reverse Flash.
Reverse Flash? We're really setting the...
Yo, bro's jerking him off at supersonic speeds. But now with super speed, I shall add to that. I shall become Professor Zoom. Ha ha. What a thrill it is. I can now move my hand so fast it becomes invisible to normal eyes. Excuse me. First off, I also love the meme where it's like, it was I, Barry. I jerked you off at supersonic speed to make it seem like you'd come at the touch of a woman.
The world on
Great
fire with
meme.
these names today, huh, Wiz?
Thawne draws his powers from the negative speed force, which he generates with every step he takes.
We can't just zoom down, can we, Max? No, with every step Thawne takes, he generates a negative speed force. We need to cut him off from it.
Just like Barry does with the regular speed force. The negative speed force gives Thawne access to many of the Flash's powers, including his mind...
Superhuman speed, superhuman strength, accelerated healing, cyclone creation, hypnotic voice, invisibility, intangibility, lightning, shockwave projection, temporal and dimensional.
Ending super speed, enough to travel all across time and space in days. He can keep up with and surpass other speedsters like Barry and Wally.
Who once ran fast enough to cross the universe faster than two gods who could teleport. Wally even beat himself in a race, and Barry admitted Thawne was still faster than that. Wait just a second, he beat himself? That doesn't even make sense.
But unlike Barry and Wally, Thawne applies his powers more catastrophically, using them to their full potential without any care for collateral. Take, for instance, his ability to vibrate himself through solid objects.
Objects like, say, vital organs. And if he did, he'd scramble their molecules, causing instant death. Thawne did just that to Barry's wife, Iris, and Barry did not appreciate it.
Thawne...
I like the not again. Like, well, if Barry can run back in time, he can stop that, right? Or is that just not?
His vibrations are so powerful, he can even produce a counterforce that can reverse the destruction of the entire universe.
Pretty crazy sounding, but even B-tier speedsters like Jenny Ognats can do the same kind of thing. And when Barry and Wally raced each other, they were tearing up the entire multiverse.
Thawne can create shockwaves with a snap, phase into your body and possess you, and even speak at such high speeds that you'll hear his words as though they were your own thoughts.
Oh
and
my
instead of stealing your
God.
speed like other Flashes.
I hate to do this, feel like I'm cheating. It's something Wally's been trying to teach me. Say goodbye.
He can steal your time.
Yeah,
What
Thawne can
the
yoink decades from your life and age you 80 years in just a few seconds. Kinda
How?
sounds like your sex
How?
life, is.
But Thawne's greatest ability is his unmatched skill at time travel. And he uses this expertise to be as petty and cruel
I've
as his unmatched skill at time travel. And he uses this expertise
mastered the art of manipulating time. It requires
to be
skill.
as petty and cruel as humanly possible.
Thawne wasn't a dummy. He knew that if he went back in time to kill Barry before he got his powers, he'd erase himself from the time stream too. So instead, he'd just make Barry's life suck as hard as he...
Science has shown that childhood is the most fundamental time for developing character and personality, and is also the
Good,
greatest
push him
vulnerability.
down some stairs. Retcon his best friend from history. Kill his mom. He even told Barry he'd go back in time and adopt him as his own son. Dude, what the fuck?
That's another big difference between Thawne and Barry. Whereas Barry only went back in time to save his mother's life, Thawne often went back in time to try to fix his own mediocre life.
Not even my parents' unfortunate death could stop me from pushing the secret of this.
He killed his more successful younger brother, his career rival at the Flash Museum, and every single boyfriend his crush had until there was no one left but him.
And when she still rejected him, he went back in time again and made her an invalid for the rest of her life. Jesus Christ! This guy's a monster.
No, the dude is just the #1 hater. Like, he is the hater of haters. And that's what we love about the Reverse Flash. Not that he's good, but he's just such a hater. And you gotta respect the haterade.
But wait, Wiz, that's impossible. Grandpappy Paradox or whatever. If he went back in time to kill someone, they'd be dead in the future. Which means...
Which means he'd never know them and want to go back in time in the first place, right?
Wiz, maybe time is a construct with no legitimate unit of measurement other than the meager attempts man has made to understand the incomprehensible world around him.
Well...
Time is the measure of light, isn't it? Because time, like a second is like 1 second is the measure of the speed of light, and that's how time works. It's like it's a man-made concept, but it's not, because I'm pretty sure time is just the effect that light has while traveling on things around you. Is technically what light's supposed to be.
Actually, Thawne was just inside the time stream when Barry initiated Flashpoint, which rewrote the universe while Thawne was technically disconnected from it. So, Thawne essentially broke. Literally, figuratively, mentally, physically, temporally.
Or maybe he just hated Barry so much it defied the laws of time itself.
That's also a way.
More specifically, he became a living paradox, a being without a past or future, literally without continuity. Not only did this mean he'd be unaffected by changes to his past, it made him effectively immortal.
Stabbed in the chest by evil Batman, vaporized by Iris in some sweet, sweet payback, or getting Dr. Manhattaned by the big blue god dong himself. Thawne was always reborn, unable to stay dead.
But more than anything, it made him immune from...
Took on the entire Flash family simultaneously, moved fast enough that Barry could not see him, reversed the destruction of the universe. Tanked an infinite mass punch, survived weeks with a bullet hole in his head, could not be killed by Dr. Manhattan, defeated Barry while he got... Yeah, I don't see other reverse Flash loses this
could
one.
destroy all of reality. Thawne could do whatever he wanted. He was impossible to stop with no reason to hold back.
He survived a hit from Barry while he had the entire Speed Force absorbed into him, and even Wally's infinite mass punch, which has the mass of a white dwarf star. A white dwarf is essentially the remains of a star's ultra-dense core, which has a mass of over 2 octillion tons.
And he took one of those to the noggin and just took a nap. Man, he must really hate Barry if a sun to the face can't take him down.
But he doesn't hate Barry. All of his schemes, all of his machinations, all of his insane timeline-shattering threats, all of it was because it was the only way he could think of to spend time with his hero.
That's really sad.
His costume says it all. He never intended to be the Reverse Flash. He wanted to be the Kid Flash. All Thawne ever really desired was to be by Barry's side.
In the end, though, goody little Two Shoes Barry forgave him, and then vibrated away his living paradox powers, erasing him from existence.
Though not entirely. Barry didn't kill Thawne, he reset his timeline, removing the one thing driving his hatred, his relationship with Barry. Without that, Thawne was a normal, happy Flash fan once again.
It's Comics Wiz, he'll be back. And
well, yeah, he's gonna be back. We all know it's comics and he'll be back, but damn it, we love to see it. I'm like hyped for this fight, high key. Like this is the type. Like, I don't know who's gonna win, but I feel like it's gotta be the Reverse Flash.
When he does, there'll be no running. He'll always be faster. He'll always catch you, and time is always on his side.
Still think you can take me? Even death can't catch me.
That's a baller line.
All right, the combatants are set. We've run the data through all possibilities.
But first, let me tell you how to reverse things in the bedroom in a flash with Blue Chew.
Don't like that.
This episode is
could benefit you. Chew
importance.
Here we
are. Time for a death battle, baby.
It was me, Barry. I was the one who...
That's what I like to see. It's me, Barry. That's the meme. That's some dope VFX work, like high key. Bro, stringing some key.
Mortals, sinners, prepare for divine justice.
I'm with it. Oh my god! I like your style. Why would Thawne stop him? I feel like he'd get in on this, but I'm with it. Yeah, he's faster though. Oops. Just being a dick to be a dick.
Excuse me, sir. I'm in need of your services.
Alright, that's kind of dope as hell. Bro, I'm being so for real. The Flash is gonna be running circles around this little bit.
What do you think of this color? Is it not beautiful?
No, maybe. Alright, that was kind of sick. Wait, if the Flash can vibrate his molecules at will, or the Reverse Flash can vibrate their molecules at will, isn't this like an easy clap? Because it's like, you could always just phase shift. Oh, so he's just destroying the planet. Dude, just run back in time.
I'll end this fight before it even began. Death in reverse!
Magnificent!
Okay. But if he's the living paradox, doesn't that mean he doesn't die?
Sinners! Prepare for defy!
Yeah.
Why aren't you dead?
Oh my god. The background music, by the way, is going hard. It's like actually hard as hell. This is like a draw. Oh my god.
To stand atop all things and look down upon creation itself. That is the work of a god!
Empty threats to a living paradox!
I'm so confused. Yeah, I don't know who wins this right now. Like, this is going on.
Foolish. Sorry, was that important?
Yeah. The question is, how did he figure that out? Oh my god. Like a blender into the sod.
How fun.
Yeah!
We've sent enough people to that sun. We really should have a timeshare.
This was a fairly tricky matchup to figure out, least of all for their incredible levels of power.
Black could destroy a universe like ours at least 660 times over. I mean, a punch at least as big as a star is really badass, but that's in another league.
However, there was a lot more to cover than just how many stars or universes they could blow up. At their peak, both Goku Black and Reverse Flash were so impressive they were removed from time itself, becoming living paradoxes, making any attempt to kill either of them meaningless.
Stupid time travel.
It's difficult to determine who would figure out a counter to this temporal invincibility first, but it would most likely rely on a combination of speed and smarts.
As far as speed goes, it's no surprise Thawne definitely had the edge. Yeah, Black's attacks could reach speeds quintillions of times faster than light, but Thawne is a Flash.
Even early in his career as a member of the Flash family, Wally West could reach speeds that were impossible to comprehend and calculate. There are numerous examples of this for multiple iterations of the Flash, many of whom Thawne was clearly equal to.
Plus, he's kind of an expert when it comes to timey-wimey bullshit.
And he could likely overpower Black and destroy said time ring too. After all, Thawne once generated enough energy to counter the destruction of the entire...
Even the immortality of Fused Zamasu would have difficulty surviving a battle with the Versus as Thawne's capable of destroying entire timelines, somewhat similar to how Xeno
DC universe,
that's
which
fair.
is stated in comics to be at least 100 trillion light years in diameter. That's over 1 billion times larger than our own universe, and over 70 million times larger than Dragon Ball's Universe 7.
It's sort of impossible to lock down the exact limits of Goku Black's upper strength without getting into lots of assumptions and guesswork. He's obviously stronger than Goku was when he clashed with Beerus, but even being
the
super...
DC universe is also stated to expand to at 60 trillion light years per half second and has multiple spatial dimensions, while Goku Black is likely hundreds, if not thousands of times more powerful than Goku. During the Battle of the Gods arc, it's difficult to argue. Okay.
Generous with training and power boosts and multipliers, the gap here is way too wide to be able to just assume Goku Black could match this level of power. The
I'm with
DC
that.
universe is just too big. And remember, Barry and Wally's race almost ripped apart the entire DC multiverse.
It's also important to stress that Goku Black
Yeah,
is not Goku. Goku's drive and willpower can push through even the most absurd limits to potentially match higher levels of power. Zamasu took Goku's body because he's more than willing to take shortcuts. It's an entirely different mindset.
Yeah, and once he took care of that time ring, Reverse Flash had a lot more options than just overpowering Black. With that super speed, he could pretty easily scramble Black's insides or age him to death with a touch. Zamasu may have been
An average Saiyan's lifespan is close to or slightly longer than a human's, though their bodies do not decay. In fact, a Saiyan can remain at peak physical.
a deity even without the time ring, but Goku's body is mortal with a limited range of age. Might have really screwed yourself with that one, huh, Zam Zam?
Goku Black was a nightmarish foe, but Thon's experience with time travel, ridiculous levels of hacks, and frankly impossible speed gave him the means to take the win.
This fight was definitely not sunderwhelming.
The winner is the Reverse Flash.
I'm with it. That made sense to me.
I hope you guys enjoyed that episode of Death Battle.
Who played who? Billy B. Burson was the ringmaster. Reverse Flash was Valentine Stokes and Michael Kovac. They did a
something
great
else to
job.
watch. Season 2 of
Nick Kramer, great editor. Goku Black Research, Ultra Guy Jones, Akumath. Okay.
Last Laugh is available right now on Rooster Teeth. It's a show
Respect.
all about contestants trying to make each other laugh, but everyone
It's crazy how this is such a big show that they have to work
trying
on.
their hardest not to. If you laugh,
Developed by Wiz and Boomstick, Death Battle, composed by Brandon Yates, Reverse Rose, Battle Score, Brandon Yates, killing it.
you're out. Watch the first episode.
Either way, thank you guys so much for watching. If you don't mind, like, comment, share, subscribe. Today's question, who's your favorite hater of all time in media? Mine, personally, best hater, gotta say it. Who the hell was I just thinking of? Reverse Flash is not a bad one. Loki from Marvel. I just feel like he's such a great hater. Great hater. Either way, peace out. Have a good one.